Truth. It feels like it should be the bedrock of any great music, especially folk, the medium of Guthrie and Seeger, those who advocated for a fair government, for the displaced, the downtrodden, and the lied to. But what about Bob Dylan? Yes, Dylan was an undeniably influential folk artist, but his relationship to truth-telling is more dubious than the likes of Guthrie and Seeger. Let's go back to 1961. A 19-year-old Robert Allen Zimmerman has arrived in New York City, fresh out of the University of Minnesota. But don't tell anyone in the village that. In the village, Robert Allen Zimmerman is Bob Dylan. Just a bit of bending the truth. And now let's look at this rare 1961 program from Dylan's first New York solo show at Carnegie Chapter Hall, which includes an interview with the fresh-faced artist undertaken by Izzy Young of the Folklore Center. In this program, Dylan claims he was raised in Gallup, New Mexico. On further research, this is untrue. Dylan is from Minnesota. 1 point against Dylan in truth. The program continues. Dylan claims he began playing carnivals at the age of 14, accompanying bands on guitar and piano, learning folk songs. Untrue. Another point down. Next, Dylan asserts he listened to Guthrie's Dust Bowl ballads for the first time in South Dakota. Also, unlikely. 3-0, and Dylan's reputation for honesty is not winning. If you start fact-checking, the program's untruths add up immensely, and the truths almost don't accumulate at all. So where does this leave us? Is Dylan a fraud? Are his tall tales distortions of the folk tradition? Well, it depends on how you define the truth of folk music. It was Woody Guthrie who said that the job of a folk singer is to comfort disturbed people and to disturb comfortable people. The truth Guthrie points to isn't biographical, isn't one's place of birth or an experience listed on a resume. It's a higher truth, a lofty folk intention to challenge the status quo. This is, admittedly, convenient for Dylan, who lacks biographical honesty, but maintains a strong artistic allegiance to disruption. Still, there's more than coincidence here. In the same early program full of unfocused half-truths, Dylan commits himself wholly to the role of an outsider, claiming that already no one is influencing him, and promising to challenge the mainstream by offering songs that tell something of America that aren't offered in other places. Whatever else one might say about Dylan, it's clear he was never afraid to tell unpopular truths, especially when he believed them to catalyze necessary disruption. After all, the Dylan who told tall tales was also the Dylan who walked off the Ed Sullivan Show after being told he couldn't perform a controversial song, the same Dylan who went electric in Newport, believing rock to be the future, even as it infuriated his folk audience. Besides, one can't help but feel a little sympathy for the awkward, skinny Dylan of this concert program, fresh out of his teens, tossed into a loud New York. Telling tales about carnivals and places he'd never been, hoping these stories might lend his music the folk credibility he believed it needed. Because in the end, the only truth Dylan prioritized was the one he believed his music told.